In last week's Webdvar, I mentioned that there are times where we have to keep our distance from people. If we know that a given relationship is toxic for us and unhealthy for us, then we just need to keep as far away as possible. Yet it would seem that a contradiction to that is found in our parsha. Because Yaakov calls Yosef his son and says to Yosef, Yosef, I want you to go and see how your brothers are. And Yosef probably responded to his father and said, Father, but you know my brothers hate me. What do you want from me? To go there? And Yosef probably was very scared to go there. And ultimately he had good reason, because from the time he left his father Yaakov to go and check on his brothers, he didn't see his father Yaakov again for 22 years. But Yaakov says to him, Yosef, Lechna re'eh shlom achecha, go and see the shalom, go and see the peace of your brothers. And Rabbanim Pshischa explains that what Yaakov was asking Yosef to do was to go to his brothers, understanding that his brothers hated him at this point. But Yaakov was asking Yosef to have a different outlook when going to your brothers. If you have a different outlook, if you have a different attitude, if you have a different approach, Yosef, then maybe your brothers will also have a different outlook, a different attitude, a different approach. If you go there looking at them, seeking, caring about how they are, looking at what they have, what's complete about them, as opposed to what's missing in them, looking at the positive traits that they have, as opposed to looking at the negative traits that they have, looking at the wonderful elements of your brothers, the wonderful characteristics of your brothers, as opposed to focusing only on the negative, then perhaps, just perhaps, you'll be able to make shalom, you'll be able to make peace. And of course, that's Yaakov, that's any father's dream, for there to be peace among his children. I think this is a very important lesson for us. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for Yosef and for his brothers at that time, even though it worked out many years later under different circumstances. But I think it's an important message for us about our outlook when it comes to other people. Yes, granted, there are people that we just need to stay away from. But at the same time, there are people who are right in the middle. There are times that we can have an encounter with a person, and for some reason we didn't hit it off. For some reason we look at a person being a certain way and we draw certain conclusions. And says Rabbanim Pshischa, we really need to strive in our lives to try to look at the malos, the good things about people. To look at the positive traits and not look at the negative. To look at what people have and not what people are missing. To look at the things that make people special and unique and not look at the things that give people bad reputations. And try to glean something that will allow us to look at people in a positive light. So in essence, we need to become more positive and pour more positive outlook on people, and ultimately that'll also give us a more positive outlook on the world and on ourselves. May we strive to learn a lesson that Yaakov attempted to teach Yosef at the time, but unfortunately was too late to do. May we be zocheh to catch our challenges in time and be able to look at people in a positive light in life, and hopefully be able to live a life of shalom in our relationship with others. Thank you for listening, and have a good Shabbos.